What does it need to get a 10?
A bigger slice.
Ciao tutti!
Today we're trying each other's pizzas.
It's a pizza party! Woo!
Hi, I'm Giulio. I'm from Italy. I'm from Napoli specifically. Where I'm from, pizza is very much of a religion.
My name is Will Mahuse. I'm the owner and the chef of my restaurant in Newtown, Sydney, Cebulichon. For me, pizza means parties.
I love the narrative that pizza tells. I love the comfort that it brings. And I just love eating it. Who doesn't like pizza?
I think pretty much everywhere around the world loves and celebrates pizza.
I like to look at pizzas from 3 aspects. How is the bread? What is the sauce like? And then how are the toppings distributed between bread to topping to sauce ratio?
A lot of cheese, good toppings, just really good flavor pizza.
It's all about the dough. It's all about the pizza base.
So, the rules for today. Each of us are going to make our favorite pizza, serve them up to each other, and then rate them out of 10. The highest score is going to be the winner.
Andiamo, let's get into it.
This is truly my favorite pizza of all time. I kept it simple because that's how we do things back home. So this is my 72-hour fermented dough made with a Polish method, which is pre-fermented dough made of equal amounts of water and flour and a pinch of yeast. There's a little secret ingredient which is malt extract that will add a lot of caramelization to the dough once it's in the oven cooking, and you refrigerate it between 16 and 24 hours. To make the dough, in the food mixer, I added water, the rest of the yeast, all the right Polish, and I mixed it to combine. Into the same mixer, you can add your flour and salt. Let the machine do its magic for about 5 minutes. After a couple of minutes of working the dough by hand, I just let it rest at room temperature for 45 minutes. I flip the dough on the bench and divide evenly 150 to 200 grams balls and put in the fridge to proof and ferment for another 24 hours. Now we're ready to make the pizza. 2 cans of peeled tomato with some salt, sugar, pepper, olive oil and some basil, and I blended to make a beautiful fresh tomato sauce. I'm gonna spread a thin layer of tomato sauce, my grated mozzarella, few chunks of buffalo mozzarella as well, and some fresh cherry tomatoes cut on top. Now that the pizza is done, all I like to add as a garnish is some fresh basil leaves and cut it to slice and serve it. Buon appetito!
Yeah, so the New York style pizza by the looks of it, nice and thin.
This pizza is definitely the thinnest crust that I have seen. Just look how delicate this one is.
It's serving me margherita feels. I think this is a margherita pizza.
It's kind of that pizza that is everybody's favorite because it's like the OG of all pizzas.
I love the little basil, I love the little tomato, but let's have a try it.
Flavor-wise, it's all there. Mozzarella, tomato, and basil, you can't go wrong.
Tick for the crust, tick for the cheese, 2 ticks for the tomato base.
I don't know, I feel like I'd eat a slice of this and be like, I'm hungry, I want more. Like I could have the whole pizza, but I need a little bit more oomph. I like my pizzas to have like the topping, the bread ratio, but then what's that special twist?
I like that it's thin at the corner, but the end, I want it to be a bit more meaty.
Beautiful, classic, simple pizza. I just wish it had a little extra something. So for this one, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10.
This is a hit for me, so that's why it's going to get a 9. Let me finish this whole thing because I just have to, sorry.
Today I have made an eggplant 3-cheese pizza. It is beautiful, fluffy, focaccia-like pizza dough with a nice sauce, then parmesan, ricotta, mozzarella, and some thin slices of eggplant. To make my pizza dough, I start off with blooming my yeast in warm water. Thereafter, I add some olive oil, flour, and salt. Mix that together to form a nice, soft, elasticy dough. Then I let it rest overnight. After that, I rolled it out to like a nice thin medium consistency, and then I put on my beautiful toppings of tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, eggplant, and ricotta cheese. Then I baked it for 10 minutes until it was nice, bubbly, bursting, and crusty, and topped it off with some chili oil and some Parmesan cheese.
This looks fantastic. It's a little bit of a deep dish pizza, more than what I'm used to, but I had some delicious deep dish pizza in my life.
Look at this. It's like, it's got a bubble. I feel like it needs to pop. Oh, whoa.
I do see a nice slice of eggplant there, a good sprinkle of Parmesan cheese on top. Yeah, quite cheesy.
And some And some chili oil, some extra virgin chili oil, which I'm gonna drizzle on top of my pizza.
Let's give this a taste. No time like the present.
Really cheesy.
Oh wow, wow, this is perfect.
I'm gonna break this crust off and dunk it in the oil. If you can hear that, you can hear that this is a good pizza.
Really good consistency, really good texture. The dough has been cooked beautifully, and the toppings are just really, really well balanced with each other.
Eggplant on a pizza is really good. I do love eggplant on a pizza.
They've only added on a really thin amount of tomato sauce, and that means that the pizza crust is not too soggy and wet. It's really, really holding up nicely. Like you can see, it's not sloppy.
Really pillowy. I don't know if you can see that.
Whoever did this really knows how to work their dough into stretching it correctly and pushing that air on the outside, on the edge, and keep that lightness and fluffiness to the dough.
Chili oil for the dunking, I feel like that's unnecessary. Like you can eat your pizza just, you know, by the slice full.
I'm gonna give it a score of 8.5.
I would give a solid 8.5, and that's a really high number in my books.
Molto bene. This is an 8.5 out of 10.
So today I'll be serving my cheesy chicken adobo pizza. So to start off with, I started with a classic dough. I threw my warm water in there, sprinkled over my active yeast, allow it to dissolve for a few minutes. Flour, the salt and the sugar and the olive oil in your mixer. Allow it to mix for a good 5 minutes. Place it in a bowl, put it in the refrigerator, and it should rise. For my chicken adobo protein topping, I got 2 chicken thigh fillets. I pan fried that over medium-high heat with a drizzle of olive oil. Get the browning on both sides. Then you throw in all the other ingredients such as your hot water, apple cider vinegar, raw sugar, a lot of garlic, your bay leaves, cracked peppercorns. Mix it all up. Allow it to simmer for about 10 minutes on high heat. And there is one secret ingredient there. To construct my pizza, I poured my crushed tomatoes on there, and then I've got my cream cheese, my strips of semi-dried or sun-dried tomatoes, my red onions, and then sprinkled over my scallions. I then put on my adobo protein meat, and then all the 3 cheeses, your parmesan, your mozzarella, and your tasty. And that's your cheesy chicken pizza adobo.
Wow, 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 wow. I am seeing just toppings galore. And I'm also seeing a level of cheese that does make my soul feel very happy.
Oh, this looks like a Hawaiian pizza. Is that pineapple?
This looks like food porn level of cheesiness on this one.
At a closer inspection, that looks like chicken.
I just really can't wait to eat it. Can I eat it? Okay.
Oh wow, to be spicy.
That flavor.
It's rich, crunchy at the bottom, it's juicy and gooey on the top.
So the pizza has chicken on it. It's really kind of tangy, almost like salt and vinegar. It's really unique.
Maybe my only note would be if I'm going to a pizza place, I probably wouldn't order a whole pizza like this one because it's a little bit too rich for my taste.
This person has done a fantastic job of keeping the integrity of the base really in alignment with the topping, because there is a lot of topping on here, but it held its own 1000%.
I think there might be a little bit too much cheese on this pizza, so if the chef held back on that, it might feel a little more refined. I want to give this one a 6.5 out of 10.
I gotta say, this is a top one for me because I love loaded pizzas and I love pizzas that are just like a blanket for the soul. So I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10.
Very interesting, very different than anything I ever had. I would give a really strong 7.
So I am making a bresaola pizza, but specifically I am adding on my favorite cheese, burrata. It's delicious. Starting with the dough, I'm going to mix flour, yeast, and salt together. Give that a whisk. I'm adding in room temperature water, and then I'm gonna mix that with a wooden spoon. Once that's come together, I'm gonna put a tea towel over that to rest for 24 hours, and we're gonna come back to it. And then it's time to put on a floured surface. Work it until it's looking nice and smooth, and then divide into 4 pieces. Lift those up and place into a well-oiled pan and let that rest for another 30 minutes. Now to add the tomato sauce, I'm using crushed tomatoes, salt, sugar, and pepper. That's gonna create a balanced base to go on top. I'm going to put this on a surface of semolina and I'm just gonna work that with my hands until it makes your classic pizza base. Add some burrata. Time to get this in the oven. Now I'm putting on the final pieces of that burrata. It's gonna melt from the heat, some bresaola, as well as some watercress. And then chili flakes. They're just gonna be sprinkled on ever so slightly, and then a drizzle of olive oil. Okay, this is ready to serve. Mangiare.
Oh my God, this looks so elegant.
It looks really one of those pizzas that I've been to in a fancy Italian restaurant.
Just, it looks like an artwork. Like, could you not see that hanging up on your wall? I think I could see that hanging up on my wall.
I love there is cured meat. I think it's bresaola, which is a cured beef. So basically beef version of salami.
Ready? Let's go.
My gosh, this is delicious.
Woohoo! So many things going on with this one.
Definitely hot and spicy, tasty, good crust.
Yes, burrata cheese. So good. It's like a creamy mozzarella that goes perfectly with the hit of the chili flake.
It's an absolute ripper of a pizza. This has all the right flavors. The crust is beautiful. It's a little bit crispier than what I would like.
Personally, I don't know, I'm just obsessed with cheese. I'd probably want a bit more cheese.
It's almost like to say it's the perfect entree sort of pizza. Like, I would be very happy if I received this as like a little entree.
It could be a little bit juicier, the whole pizza, and maybe that comes down to the cooking points. I would have pulled it out of the oven about 2 minutes earlier, so you keep more moist into it. It doesn't get as crispy, as dry on the edges. I'm gonna rate these a 9.
That is a really delicious, delicious pizza. And for that, I think I gotta give it an 8 out of 10.
I would definitely give this a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, so are you ready for the results?
I'm ready for the results.
So the winner is...
Oh my gosh! Yes! Yes!
Yay, congrats Ismat.
I'm just so happy to share my love for eggplant pizzas with everyone, you know? So thank you. Thank you for this. I appreciate it.
And we are doing so much more content on TikTok. Check us out in the description below.